What has been ruined because too many people are doing it? Back when Etsy was in its heyday, it was really awesome finding unique artists doing unique things all over the world. I loved that I could find things for any niche interest I could dream of, would eat up their featured artist videos for inspiration, and felt like I had a real chance at selling the crafts I've loved making for years. Nowadays a lot of it is Chinese resellers and people selling things they made that you can tell were just like two things they bought and glued together. It was kind of fun at first back when Regretsy was a thing. FJLs unite. But now I feel like I have to be super meticulous when I'm shopping on there to make sure what I'm looking at is indeed either a vintage or handmade item and that it's not something from Alibaba or Wish with a 500% markup. Not to mention trying to stand out among all that crap if you're trying to sell things. A shortcut through a neighborhood to avoid 3 lights and a railroad crossing. It became so popular that the town installed a series of large speed bumps to discourage drivers from using it. Flying. Some people have zero idea how to behave in proximity of others. Mass tourism. If a place gets too popular and too many tourists go there, then it ends up destroyed. Flower fields trampled. Beaches full of garbage. Overfishing. etc. Delivering for Uber Eats. Used to make $150 a night on the weekends. Now I'm lucky to hit $60 before I get tired of waiting around for pings and go home. Theme parks. Even if you pay a buttload for the express passes, you still have to get through the swarms of people to get to the rides. Then all the food vendors are packed. I feel like there could actually be more of them spread out. There is one water park near me. 2 large metropolitan cities within a little over an hour drive. That place is wall to wall people every day of the summer. Many forms of passive income like print on demand sites. Tourism to ultra popular places, especially smaller cities. Dubrovnik immediately comes to mind. The first time I went was pre-Game of Thrones and I thought it was pretty touristy, but sort of in a typical popular European destination way. I went again a few years later, after GOT became really popular, with my then boyfriend because we were in the area and he hadn't been. And holy shit, it is the only place I've ever thought was absolutely ruined by the huge amount of tourists. And that was in autumn. I'd hate to see what it's like in the summer. Going to the theater. I'm not going to buy tickets to a show I can't see until 2027. Hit songs always do it for me. The radio doesn't help either. Takes the replay value down even if the song is 10/10. Maya Beach. It was in that 2000 Leo DiCaprio movie where it was depicted as a paradise. And AMP X200B. Now way too many tourists visit there, beyond the beach's capacity, and it's destroyed almost all of the coral reef and marine life. The government of Thailand had to close the beach down indefinitely last year to let the ecosystem recover. Instagram. Specific types of accounts. As much as I love using it for friends, everything is so overdone to the extreme. Photographers edit their photos to basically look like a place that doesn't actually exist but are dishonest about it. Models all have the same poses, locations, aesthetic themes. All those people that post as a lifestyle blog but it's just a bunch of pictures of them on vacation or advertising some sketchy looking online shop. People that have thousands of followers and every single one of their posts is a selfie. Sorry if any of these things intrigue you. In my opinion, I just feel like they're so overdone and hard to avoid. There was a beautiful pristine waterfall near where I used to camp during the summer. We could go and enjoy hours playing in it in absolute isolation. And we knew enough to be careful not to stress the landscape too much. Now, you can't go there without the hordes of ugly people with their screaming children and barking dogs that monopolize the water, eroding the banks and destroying the surrounding flora. They leave behind their dog shit and litter, including baby diapers and beer cans that are often seen bobbing around in what was once a crystal clear pool. I hate those people. I'd say the power of motivation and how words used to change directions of someone's life and have a deep impact on them. It has become so cliched through all the FBIG accounts and hashtags that they have lost that power. Driving. Living in California. The difference even in the last 5-7 years is insane. Historical sites. Several places like Venice, Colosseum, Santorini, Pyramids of Giza. In addition to natural things like coral reefs at Raja Ampat or even just the waters around Antarctica all being overrun, overpopulated and polluted by the increasing number of people wanting to see the world and nail the perfect Insta posts. Streetwear. All we have now are hippies. Driving side urban roads to get somewhere faster during rush hour in the city. Fuck you Waze. You've ruined our secret pathways we spent years ironing out. Hiking. People do dangerous and or environmentally damaging things just for the gram. Taking pictures or recording a concert. Last weekend was my first ever concert and I was amazed at how many people decided to record the whole concert and watch it through their phone screens. I was there hoping people put down their phones and let me watch the artist. But instead I needed to move my head avoiding all those phones. And I'm sure they'll not watch those recordings. I really liked the feeling cute. Might delete later meme the first couple times I saw it. Now it's overdone and not funny at all. Climbing Mt. Everest. Way too many people have been dumping their trash there. Getting a college degree. I'd honestly say play any online game like Fortnite or OW. Because toxicity rises and servers lag and everyone talks about it. Vacationing in Amsterdam. Shopping at thrift stores. I grew up poor so pretty much all of my clothes came from the thrift store. I still liked shopping there when I was in high school. We were a bit better off. There was one on the walk from the train to my house that I went to pretty much every other day after school. The prices never changed much and I got some of my favorite sweaters from there like this one that I call Frenchman, link, and this awesome Halloween sweater, open bracket, link. Around my senior of high school I started noticing people coming in with lists of things to buy. These guys would come to thrift stores to buy items they wanted for their boutique shops where they would sell them as vintage for a huge markup. After that started becoming huge, along with the Macklemore song, the prices started getting higher and higher. These people ruin thrift stores by making them start jacking up their prices and I hate that it happened because I loved shopping there. Almost every internet fad ever. Dabbing, whipping, planking, etc. Using cars. Flying. I should be the only person at the airport. Who the duck do all these people think they are? Driving. Remember open curvy roads? I remember when driving was fun. Now it's stressful with so much traffic and idiots out there. AskReddit comment compilation YouTube channels. People moving from big cities into small towns and driving up the real estate market. Airbnb is ruining Hawaii. The wealthy, who are often non-residents, are buying up all the affordable housing, so residents are being forced to move to the mainland. Mt. Everest. Apparently the mountain is covered with trash and dead bodies to the point Nepal closed it down so they can try to clean it up. A lot of very popular snorkeling spots, particularly in places like Hawaii. The ecosystem is very fragile and too many people are complete dumbasses and assholes. They stand on the coral reefs or even purposefully break off pieces to take home as souvenirs. Most sunscreens also contain chemicals that are harmful to the fish and reefs, and because so many people go to certain spots, too much of those chemicals get into the after and start bleaching the reefs. That's why Hawaii has banned the sale of most sunscreens in their state. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for me. 5 years ago 10 of us was a big class. Now 30 plus is the norm, but that's selfish of me.